what are some of the dynamic behaviors with COVID-19 we're seeing? You know, we get all this data. How do you, as a system dynamicist and modeler, look at that data and interpret that data? If you want to start off there.
Well, thank you, Tim. That's a great question. And if you allow me, I'd like to share a small cartoon on my screen to talk about this. So if I'm allowed, I'll
go ahead.
The screen, and you can let me know if you are seeing my screen. Do you see my screen?
I see your screen, and I think everyone on Facebook should see your screen too. If you aren't seeing it on the live feed, let us know, but it'll be delayed, so it won't matter anyways. Go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, if you look at this cartoon and see that gentleman sitting surrounded with so many charts, I mean, that's probably an office that looks from the past, but these data charts like pop up from your phone, from your tablet, or from your laptop or your desktop or newspaper, whatever. We're surrounded with all this. And if you see that boss, he's looking to his employee and asking him, hey, we've got all the data. What's the holdup? He's asking for insights, something to work with, something to build upon. And with all this data surrounding us, we need to know what to do about them. We need to know why they behave the way they do. We need to go deeper in order to be able to use them. Otherwise, they will just be stored on fancy charts that we will be bombarded every day.
And that's certainly the case with COVID. I think all of us have been that person in that room when it comes to COVID, where we're surrounded by data just coming at us in different charts and graphs.
Exactly. So if I see this going further a bit about the dynamic behavior, a dynamic behavior is a phenomena that changes over time. So whenever we hear the word dynamic, there's something about change, and it changes over time. And I'm bringing some of the things that you probably seeing every day, such charts, like, for example, you see in the x-axis, you see time, you see March 20, June, and on the y-axis, which I'm pointing to, is the COVID cases that we all have seen all over these
So
days.
What's the phenomena on that chart? What is this phenomena that this chart's tracking?
This chart is tracking the cases per day. So this means on this day, the number of cases that were reported. So as you progress in time, you see that chart, for example, of Italy is growing. The chart of Peru is growing, but it comes a bit later. So that's what we are looking at.
Great.
You can also see another chart that looks like this. Again, time in the x-axis. Here is also reported cases on the y-axis. That's another way of displaying this, this data. And we talk about, or we hear about words like exponential growth, reaching the peak, declining cases, flattening the curve, second wave.
That's my favorite. I'm a big advocate of the double hump or the second wave or the wave 1.5. I've talked a lot about those.
Yeah, so when we hear those, they represent what's happening on such curves. For example, growth. We call a curve is growing when we see that it's coming up as the time progresses. We can also talk about decline when we see the curve going down over time. And we can also see oscillations when we look to curves like this, something going up and down, and then overall it's growing or declining here. So we're looking at localized behavior, and we're looking at behavior that extends for a longer range of time.
Appreciate your time today. If you have any questions on structured systems thinking, have a problem you'd like our help on, or want to know more about developing your own capabilities in systems thinking, please reach out at the email below. We'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in what we do and want to follow our journey, I've added our LinkedIn and Twitter information. And we plan to regularly update this channel with quick tips and case studies to help you get the most out of your systems thinking and lean efforts. If you want to be notified whenever we add new video content, please consider subscribing to this channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below this video.